Welcome to Life Happens, where Texans come to protect their legacy and prepare for the second half of life. Join your host, attorney Kim Hegwood of Your Legacy Legal Care, and our weekly guest as we navigate the challenges that emerge as life happens. Now here's your host, Kim Hegwood.
Good morning and welcome to Life Happens with me, Kim Hegwood, and our very special guest today is Sally Casey with Bella Vita. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we're going to talk today about the future of senior living, basically redefining luxury and innovation, because I really think that, this is where a lot of people are heading, when it comes to senior living. And so, like lawyers, there's lots of acronyms out there. So let's kind of start off by talking, when people hear, what is, a CCRC, what is CCRC?
Yes, that's a good question. So CCRC is Continuing Care Retirement Community. And what it is, it's more of a holistic approach to aging in place, if you will. And it's sort of we call it the creme de la creme of retirement living, because you are in a community where everything is there for you and it's supporting your health. It's to serve you. And it has typically most of them are nonprofit. That's what I always suggest. That's a great takeaway is to go nonprofit, because any type of anything after expenses goes right back into the community. And it is such a vibrant place to live because it's supporting your health. And it has all the next steps of, should you need more support services, it's there. So it is a way to not have to have the stress of what's next.
And so definitely. And so a lot of times, people are in an apartment. And so, can you walk our listeners through, whether you purchase, rent, how the finances look when it comes to, moving in to one of these communities?
So, yeah, it is an entrance fee community. And with that, there's a lot of different plans that you can choose from. That entrance fee is what we always call your life lease into the community, because that's what's supporting these very high level activities, the high level type of homes and apartments you're living in. It also is the health, the health that'll be coming in, whether it be support assisted living services or memory care. It's all going to be at a very, very high level. So that entrance fee can also be a sort of a legacy to your family, because you can have a very mid-size refundable type of contract, or you could have a highly refundable. And what that means is you would pay your entrance fee, and there would be a good portion of it that would go back to you should you decide to leave the community, or when you pass away, it goes right to your estate. So that is the entrance fee. And then, of course, the health benefit, meaning that a CCRC will have either a deep discount into the higher levels of care, or some way to offset the health benefit. So if you were to go into any kind of support services or memory care, they would either discount it by a certain amount or offset it. So you would always have this health benefit, which is really attractive to people who do not have long-term care insurance. And then the monthly service fee that you pay is more or less your rent, because you are getting a certain amount of meals, you're getting housekeeping, you're getting all your utilities, you have access to very vibrant activities, which is another thing in CCRCs. Their whole goal is to keep you independent as long as possible.
Yeah, and so I've been in a few. They're very, very well done.
Oh,
And
great.
so in that aspect of it. And so how do luxury senior living CCRCs balance offering those high-end amenities, but still giving, that sense of community, and connection with, the people that live there?
Yeah, there's so much, because there's a large amount of transparency with a nonprofit CCRC. And what that means is that the residents are so much more involved in future decisions and understanding where the finances are going. They have very strong, really true resident councils that actually have a true impact. And then the activities are very resident driven. So if you have a lot of people, I'm even finding in the community I have that there's a lot of artists. You're going to have a beautiful art studio for them. The pickleballers who are just crazy pickleballers. We know that we got to have pickleball courts. So there's a lot that the residents really do have, not only the control over some of the activities and hobbies and clubs that they can create, but also in making their own decisions about their health, because there's typically some sort of wellness concierge, somebody that's going to connect them to anything that is the next step. So that peace of mind contributes hugely to their health and their well-being.
So what innovations are you most excited about when you think about how do you get seniors to buy in?
So first of all, these baby boomers, which I are one. Yeah, okay. So we have a whole different set of, we don't want the old style. We do have, for example, a typical CCRC will have a meal plan. And here it is. And this is what you have to use every month, use it or lose it. And we have now gone and to taking it to make it flexible. So even taking where we apply points to the meals, and also to housekeeping, where people can change it up and say, I don't want to have housekeeping every week. I'll do it every other week. And I'll put my points in a personal trainer in the gym. So there is that type of thing. People do not like to be told what to do. And so that's been a wonderful innovation. And then also in understanding that you can deliver a lot of the support services to the independent living home, whether it be a temporary need or if there is that it has grown into a longer term need, to apply the health benefit, not require them to move out and move into an assisted living community on campus. They can get those type of support services as long as it's safe and feasible right in the home, and the health benefit can apply to that. And people love that.
Yeah, that's, I think having the flexibility sounds, is really enticing, because there's not a one plan fits all.
Yeah.
And so it does give you an opportunity to kind of customize your how you live.
Yes.
In that aspect of it. So how do you see luxury senior living adapting to the needs of active seniors? Because we talked about pickleball. So
yeah. And, there's just so much, in the trends that are going on. You must have walking paths, really wonderful walking paths. You must have, participating in a lot of activities, whether it's a special walk, to cure Alzheimer's, or, just having that type of access to all of them, being able, again, to have an influence on what can happen, but it just showing that you have the vibrant list of multiple activities, whether it be Tai Chi or yoga, and then a beautiful studio or outdoor space. That's become really huge, as we do a lot of, not today in San Antonio, but most of the year, there's a lot of outdoor courtyards and outdoor areas for them to gather. And we have an outdoor yoga type area. So, these are the things they're asking for. And they expect in this type of high-end community.
So how does family, involvement play into the decision-making process for seniors? Because I know in my elder law practice, there's, a lot of times it's, they come in, but they want to talk to the family before they do something. Yeah. So how do y'all see the family involvement, play into that kind of decision?
I would love if everybody would bring in their family. I enjoy that the most, for them to see firsthand and, what could be bringing them peace of mind. But because so often families will jump to assumptions or think their parents are moving into the nursing home and no, you're not ready for that. Don't do that. And just to help them to realize that it's not only for their peace of mind, but their parents, their parents want control over what happens next. And if they tend to wait in their home until a health event forces them to have to make a move, then what does that mean? It means the family comes in and makes decisions and has to take care of the home and get it ready to move out and sell. And there's a whole myriad of things that can be avoided that makes everybody happy. We've moved on from it being as feasible or a cultural thing to have families live together anymore, just because of the type of society we're in and the transient, and so many families are so busy with their own children to have a parent living there sometimes is extra added stress to the parent, more so to the family. So yeah, so it's just a way to be a little more open-minded and to come in and see what it's all about and see if that works for the family. That's what's important. And that's our whole goal, is if it doesn't, this isn't for everybody. If it does not work for a person, that is our main thing, is putting people where they want and it works for the family to be. And if it's not the community that you're representing, you've done your job.
Yeah, my mother-in-law went when my father-in-law passed away, went into a facility, and she got better once she was out of the home. And she said, I wish we'd have done this years ago, because they'd been retired, sitting at home watching TV all day, not moving around a lot. She says, I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't do my laundry. She goes, I'm living my best life right now, So she was very excited about it, and so. And I think a lot of people miss the point of it, so, being able to be around lots of people, lots of activities, being able to do lots of things to keep you active and young.
And the statistics really show that with socialization, that it can give you a longer and happier life, and healthy. It's, we saw that with COVID, how the isolating was just detrimental to some folks. And there was a big surge of people coming in. And speaking of that, we boomers, we are coming in, and we're coming in strong. And, the demand is not going to, supply is not going to meet the demand in, just a couple of years. So this is something that is for, it's reality,
Most definitely. So Sally, if somebody wants to reach out to you and check out your facility, how do they do that?
Okay, so I represent Bella Vita. It's from Forefront Living. We're a Texas-based community, and you can call us directly at 210-660-5558, or you can go to our website at bellavitasa for San Antonio.org, bellavitasa.org. And I just would love to talk to you and come into it. We're not even built yet. We'll come into the community in the end of 26. So right now we have an information center showing everybody what it's all about. So we'd invite you all to come in.
And so, do you have an email address?
Oh, I do. It is SKC. So that's SCASEY at forefrontliving.org, and four is FOREFRONT living.org.
Perfect. And so, Sally, it's been great having you on the show, and I love having our listeners get more information about CCRCs, because I'm a huge fan myself. And so we'll look forward to having you on again soon once your facility's built.
Oh, thank you, Kim. This was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Life Happens with Kim Hegwood. Be sure to tune in every Thursday at 10 a.m. wherever you listen to your podcast as we navigate through the challenges that emerge as life happens. The content of this podcast does not establish an attorney-client relationship or constitute attorney-client privilege, legal, medical, financial, or any other professional advice.